Have you ever noticed that soldiers, pilots, emergency responders, and even hospitals often say things like, "The operation starts at 1900 hours instead of 7 p.m.? To many people, military time can seem overly formal or even confusing at first. After all, why not simply use AM and PM like everyone else? The answer is actually much more practical than you might think. Military time wasn't created to sound tough or official. It exists to eliminate confusion, reduce mistakes, and make communication faster when every second counts. Today, we're exploring why military time exists, how it became the standard for armed forces around the world, and why you probably benefit from it more often than you realize. Let's dive in, right here, on History of Simple Things. People have been dividing the day into hours for thousands of years, but the familiar 12-hour clock became common largely because of ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians and Romans. While it worked well, it also meant every hour happened twice each day. As transportation, communication, and international cooperation became more complex during the 19th century, this created opportunities for costly mistakes. The idea of counting the hours from 0 to 23 gradually gained popularity in Europe. Railroads and scientific organizations were among the first to adopt the 24-hour clock because accurate scheduling was essential. During the late 1800s and early 1900s, many military organizations realized that a single, uninterrupted sequence of hours dramatically reduced misunderstandings. By the time of the First and Second World Wars, the 24-hour system had become standard across many armed forces, eventually earning the nickname military time. The biggest advantage of military time is simple. Every hour has only one possible meaning. In the standard 12-hour clock, 7 o'clock could mean morning or evening. Unless someone clearly says AM or PM, there's room for confusion. Military time eliminates that possibility. There is only one 0700 and only one 1900. Midnight is 0000, noon is 1200, and the hours continue sequentially until 2359. That means everyone understands exactly when an event is supposed to happen without asking follow-up questions or making dangerous assumptions. This may seem like a small improvement, but when coordinating hundreds or even thousands of people, removing even tiny misunderstandings can save enormous amounts of time and prevent serious errors. In military operations, timing is often everything. Imagine two units planning to meet at a specific location. If one interprets 8 o'clock as morning while the other assumes evening, the mission could fail before it even begins. The same principle applies to airstrikes, medical evacuations, equipment deliveries, and synchronized attacks. Every order must be perfectly clear because confusion can endanger lives. Military time creates a universal language for scheduling that everyone follows without needing additional clarification. This need for precision also explains why military personnel often pronounce times differently. Instead of saying 6 p.m., they might say 1800 hours. The wording leaves virtually no room for misunderstanding, even over noisy radio transmissions. Military operations frequently rely on radios where audio quality isn't always perfect. Static, interference, background noise, and stress can make words difficult to hear. Imagine someone hearing only 8 because the PM was lost in the transmission. That single missing detail could completely change the meaning of an order. Military time avoids this problem because the number itself already identifies the correct hour. Saying 0700 or 2100 provides all the necessary information in one clear statement. Many communication systems also use the NATO phonetic alphabet alongside military time, creating an even more reliable way to exchange information under difficult conditions. Although it's called military time, soldiers aren't the only people who depend on it. Hospitals, airlines, emergency services, law enforcement agencies, shipping companies, and weather organizations all commonly use the 24-hour clock. Consider a hospital where nurses change shifts, doctors schedule surgeries, and medications must be administered at precise intervals. A single misunderstanding between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. could have serious consequences for a patient. Airlines face similar challenges. Flights operate across multiple time zones and often continue overnight. Using a continuous 24-hour clock helps dispatchers, pilots, and air traffic controllers coordinate schedules without unnecessary confusion. Many people think military time requires complicated math, but the system is actually quite straightforward. Hours from 1 a.m. through 11:59 a.m. remain almost identical. The only difference is adding a leading zero for single-digit hours, such as 0800 instead of 8 o'clock. Afternoon, simply add 12 to the hour. 1 o'clock becomes 1300, 2 o'clock becomes 1400, and 7 o'clock in the evening becomes 1900. Midnight begins a new day at 0000. Because every hour follows a logical sequence, many people who switch to the 24-hour system find it becomes second nature after only a few days. Military time exists because clarity matters. It removes the uncertainty created by AM and PM, making communication faster, more accurate, and far less prone to mistakes. What began as a practical solution for railroads, scientists, and armed forces eventually proved valuable for countless professions where precise timing can make all the difference. So the next time you see 1530 on your phone, hear a pilot announce 2100, or notice a hospital using the 24-hour clock, you'll know it's not about sounding official. It's about creating one universal way to tell time, one that's simple, precise, and trusted whenever accuracy truly matters. Sometimes the simplest ideas are the ones that keep everything running exactly on schedule. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.